Salutations. Welcome to the 22nd of August 2026. I am back up on campus, which has pros and cons. Today will probably be a longer video, but just kind of because this week doesn't have classes, I might not get a video out every day. I got quite a few things ahead of me, but let's start with how today started. I got to bed around 4 in the morning. I stayed up really early packing and then just not being able to sleep in general. And then Angie woke me up at a little past 8 to go to like a thrift thing with her. Like there was some people selling stuff and there were some people who was giving things away, and nothing really caught my eye, but it was fun to be a spectator too. No, it wasn't. I lost my right contact on the way there, and so I had to walk around with one eye shut so I wouldn't get a migraine. And it was very sunny, and I've been wearing all black, so I was a bit punished for my foolish actions. After that, it was just getting all the stuff I had packed a few hours before down and out and into the garage, and then eventually just getting stuff moved into the trailer or into the back of the van. And then I think we finally left around 11, which was like an hour later than we'd planned, but it was fine. The ride over was alright. I got checked in. That was much simpler this time because I knew, I had the IDs, and I knew that I was going to need the key fob ahead of time. So much more streamlined. Getting everything unpacked and sorted went mostly well. I had a chance to check the bag I put all my magic cards in, most of them. A couple things had exploded, but I got it mostly sorted before anything important. But that was after everyone else had left. Most of the sorting was, pretty mundane, as well as figuring out bed stuff and getting ACs, I guess, put in. One second. No, I'm just gonna have to hold you for a second. So, getting those established took a second. What else was there? Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. After we got most of the stuff unpacked and sorted, then we went to a Mexican place that's just really close to here. We went to it before, I think around Easter time, but I can't remember the name. But it was very good. It's fantastic food. There's a little bit of leftovers, which I got to keep, which I am looking forward to. And then we went to Walmart, got some groceries. It was a much simpler list than before because we brought up most of the stuff, and I really don't need a lot food-wise. So there's a lot of just really simple to make or immense longevity items. Let's see. Yeah, after we got back, we did a little bit more sorting and getting things fixed. Then everyone else headed out, and had a couple hours just to go over a few things and check on magic cards, which you already heard about. I biked over to work. I was working pizza. Pizza has a lot of little interesting additions to it. The primary cycle of just baking pizzas, and after an hour you have to throw away the old ones for health and safety reasons and bake them depending on their needs, whatever else. That's pretty simple, but I worked effectively just to close the shift. I had 2 hours to kind of figure out the base of how stuff worked and get a tour of everything, and then the rest of my shift from 8 o'clock to 11 was focused on slowly getting everything cleaned up and sorted, especially at 9 when we more officially close. Let's see, what else was there? I got to learn a couple important things on the fly. The first was that we can do special orders for gluten-free pizza, in which case we do kind of a mini pizza. That's fun. And then also what to do if there's a fire, because one of the corners of the kitchen, as we walked past it and the alarms went off, was smoking. So, you know, I got to learn the fire drill. That was fun. Paul was there. Paul was working a similar shift to I, but instead of being on pizza, he was jumping around and helping with a bunch of other stuff, from what I can tell. Yeah, we finally got everything cleaned up, which was a hassle, and then I just got dismissed, and now I am walking my bike through the light sprinkle back up to the dorm. Now, as for the rest of the night, it's probably going to be finishing getting things sorted and cleaned and organized, and re-updating my calendar so it has important stuff like when all my shifts are and my locker information, which, you know, those are going to be important. And then I am probably going to take a great big watermelon, cut it in half, and eat half of it with a spoon while watching a movie. Because I don't have work tomorrow, and then I work almost the rest of next week. I do have church, but I'll probably see if I can get into an afternoon session again. But yeah. I think that pretty much covers everything. I will see you tomorrow, and then on my walk back, I'll spend the rest of it figuring out how to do the thumbnail and everything, because, you know, I've got to do a different art every time. I will see you all later. I hope you have a lovely morning, night, or afternoon. Bye-bye.